Hey friend, and welcome. I'm Matthew Harris, and I'm really excited that you're taking the time to find out more about Powerhouse Momentum Group and financial education services. And whether you're sitting down watching this by yourself or you're with a group of people, I'm just excited that you took the time to find out more about what it is that we do and this movement that's transforming the lives of people all across this incredible country. Now, chances are this is not the first time that you've looked for a way to improve your credit score, to get out of debt, or maybe to be able to build a business for your own. And so if you're sitting down watching this right now and you're a little bit skeptical, I can totally appreciate where you're coming from. It means you just need the right information, all right? And that's my job today. I'm not here to convince you to join us. I'm really here just to share the information with you, and you get to make an informed decision about if this is something that you want to get involved in. Now, there's always a small group of people, we call them the cynics, all right? Cynics are the people that have already made up their minds, no matter what the information is, about what the facts are. You could literally see me walking on the water you see behind me, and you still criticize me because I can't swim. Now, I'm not here for the cynics, I'm here for the skeptics out there. And I remember being in a position not too long ago where I was looking for something. My credit scores were in the low 500s. I had credit cards that were maxed out. I had done everything I thought I needed to do to become successful. I'd gone to school, I'd gotten good grades, I got what I thought was a good job, and I still couldn't make ends meet. And if that's where you are right now, if you're struggling, if you're looking for a way, I'm here to tell you that there absolutely is possible to transform your life. But our stories, your stories, is not unique in the United States today. People are struggling financially.
Americans now have the highest revolving debt in U.S. history.
5 million Americans now in default on their student loans. The Wall Street Journal reporting
up to $1.4 trillion with a T.
Is college still worth it? Over the past 30 years, the cost of a four-year education at a public university has risen by 213%, a rate far faster than inflation. A lot of that cost is financed with debt. About 40 million Americans now have student loans. Outstanding student loan debt in this country amounts to about $1.4 trillion. That's equal to more than a third of the entire federal budget.
It turns out the bad credit rating that often comes with unemployment can keep folks from landing a new job.
Many of us know that a bad credit score can prevent us from getting a loan.
But did you know that it might also affect employment, insurance rates, and the ability to even rent an apartment?
A lot on the line.
Consumer credit reporting is a $4 billion a year industry dominated by three large companies, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. They keep files on 200 million Americans and traffic in our financial reputations. They make their money gathering information from people we do business with and selling it to banks, merchants, insurance companies, and employers, and they use it to make judgments about our creditworthiness and reliability. But now the reliability of the industry is being questioned in an 8-year Federal Trade Commission study to be released tomorrow. John Leibowitz is the chairman.
Here's what we found. Some pretty troubling information. 1 out of 5 Americans has an error on their credit report.
I'm trying to think of another industry where a 20% error rate would be acceptable. That's a pretty high error rate.
It's a pretty high error rate.
You know, you could be, through no fault of your own, one of the tens of millions of people in our country with a lower credit score than you deserve.
Equifax controls some of our most sensitive information, and about a month ago, we learned this.
Breaking news from the credit monitoring company Equifax. Cyber thieves making off with private information of 143 million Americans, nearly half the U.S. population.
I think the more we look at this, and the more the American people know about this, the madder they're going to get.
So when you look around and you realize that people are really struggling with their finances, there's actually quite a simple answer to why so many of us are struggling. It's because in school we weren't taught the value of financial education. So many of us got degrees, we got in a lot of debt to get these degrees, but we don't really know in terms of how our credit is even calculated, how to actually improve our credit score, how to manage our finances, because there was no Wealth 101. At least in the schools that I went to, they didn't have it. Maybe they did in yours. But we would have definitely signed up for those classes, wouldn't we, if they'd given it to us. And that's why so many people are struggling right now, is because they don't have the skill sets to really improve their finances and the education to be able to do that as well. Now, especially when it comes to credit. Now, I know a lot of people like to say that cash is king, but the truth of the matter is that credit wears the crown. It's these three little numbers that follow you the rest of your life. And if you've ever had something happen to you, I mean, you're a good person, maybe you co-signed a loan for somebody, maybe you had 1 month where your paycheck didn't come through on time and you were late on a payment on your credit card, but that decrease in your score stays with you for so long, doesn't it? Now, there's a couple of myths that keep a lot of people having worse credit scores than they really deserve. I definitely found myself believing these myths, and once I got some better information and found this incredible company, I saw my own score go from low 500s to over 700 pretty dramatically. It was an incredible experience that. Now, myth number one that most people believe, and it's completely false, is that the credit agencies have some kind of actual governmental authority. This is absolutely false. They're private institutions that are out to make a profit. And of course, they try to game the system to make as much money as possible. Myth number two is that just paying off a past debt is actually going to remove it from your credit report. That's not true. Just because you pay an old debt doesn't necessarily remove the fact that at one point you weren't paying on that debt. I've tried paying off debts and I suddenly started to realize that my credit score wasn't moving a whole lot. In fact, it seemed to be easier to make my score drop than to actually make it improve, right? And myth number three is that it's immoral or impossible or just not absolutely something you should do to actually have negative items on your credit report removed. Well, the truth is the opposite of that. Actually, in 1971, Congress actually instigated what we call the Fair Credit Reporting Act. And what this does is it allows the average American to go out there and actually dispute any negative items that are on their credit report and force the credit bureaus to actually investigate them and to do it within 30 to 45 days. And if they can't actually prove that those items are correct, they have to adjust them or remove them from your credit report. Now, you could go up there and do this on your own, but going through the process of fighting back and forth with the credit bureaus can be extremely exhausting. I mean, just like going into a court of law and representing yourself, unless you're an attorney who knows exactly what you're doing, that may not be the best idea. So what I'd love to do right now is actually introduce you to a better solution. So instead of you going off there and trying to do this on your own, is to actually have our incredible company, Financial Education Services, the best of the best when it comes to credit repair, go out there and fight with the credit bureaus on your behalf to make sure that you can have the credit score that you deserve. We're a rock solid company, actually have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, and we have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of satisfied customers who've experienced a transformation in their credit report.
The beginning of 2016 was rough for me, and my credit was shot. I said, oh my goodness, we have to do something about this. And so what did I do? I became a protection plan membership customer. I'm a registered nurse by profession, very well educated, master's prepared, but I was never taught about credit and how it worked. The company went to work on my credit, and within 3 months my score increased well over 230 points. And then in November I was able to walk into a luxury dealership and qualify for my car, but not just get approved, but with a 2.1% interest rate, no money down, and for the first time in my life ever, did not require a cosigner.
When I started with the company, my credit was at a 520. In about 4 or 5 months, my credit went from a 520 to a 735. To date, my credit is actually at an 812. So that's little over 12 months, my credit shot up over 300 points.
My credit score was about a 567. Today I'm at a 775.
Well, I can tell you that I'm so excited because I had a tax lien on my credit report that I didn't even know I had, and it's been removed. And then I had 7 different negative items already removed off of my credit. So, very cool. Yay, I'm so excited. My credit scores jumped 140 points.
Wow. Just wanted to share with you some of my results, give you a live testimony. So I received an email yesterday, FES Protection Plan, that's the services. Dear Carisha Goodman, congratulations, your credit score has improved to 132 points.
In less than 2 months, my credit score has increased to 127 points.
I was looking into getting my credit repaired. Now I had some dings on my credit like most people do,
So I was researching and I came across financial education service. The first go around of disputing all the negative items on my credit, 4 out of 5 judgments were deleted. I was ecstatic.
I got started with the protection plan membership with a poor credit score, 520s, 530s. Wanted to make a major purchase, and I knew with that type of score, it wouldn't be the best thing for me at that time. So I got started, received my dispute letters, I signed them, sent them back in immediately. I downloaded the Smart Credit app. I also used the Smart Credit Builder function of my protection plan membership, which was great because it taught me some things about credit I needed to know. Within 45 days, a month and a half, my credit score increased almost 180 points. I was more than excited. I went out and made that purchase in the best terms favorable to me.
My name's Alma. Someone stole my identity. My credit dropped to 583. After using the service, it's over 725. Able to buy a new car, no money down at 1.9% interest.
So what we have for you is actually a protection plan membership, and when you see the incredible value that we have here, I know for a fact that you're not only going to get started as a customer, but you're actually going to keep this membership for the rest of your life, because not only we're going to help you with your credit score, we're also going to give you tools to help you get out of debt faster, to be able to protect your identity, to be able to purchase things at a much bigger discount than you might be used to right now, and to, on top of that, to be able to get discounts on travel, things like that. Now, this is incredible value. I'm sure you'd agree with me right now. Obviously, this makes sense. To be able to get your credit restored, to be able to get out of debt, I mean, who wouldn't want that, right? Now, think about the people around you that might also have less than perfect credit. You know, we found that when we talk to 20 people, at least 30 have got bad credit, all right? I'm just saying that as a joke, but you know that can be pretty true. Now, here's what you'll find. When your credit starts to change, when you start to get out of debt, not only are you going to feel better, not only are you going to find yourself being treated a little bit better when you walk in to do business with certain different companies, but you're also going to start to tell people about what happened. I mean, we do this naturally. If we went to see a movie, we had a great experience, we share about it on Facebook, don't we? We go off and we maybe had a great service with a mechanic, we go off and tell our friends about it. Now, when our friends go to see that movie or they go get their car fixed with that mechanic, those businesses are making money, aren't they? But when was the last time they shared some of the money they're making with you, even though they would never have had that customer if you hadn't opened your mouth and shared about them with that person, all right? Now, that's called word of mouth advertising. It's the most powerful form of marketing in the world today. But what we did is so groundbreaking that we've actually decided to not take our big advertising budget and give it to big companies hoping that they put billboards and radio ads and TV ads up there to get your attention. We decided to do something really groundbreaking, which is to share that revenue with people like you and me. People that go off and get experience on the protection plan membership, get excited about the opportunity, and share it with other people. That means now you can develop maybe a part-time income if that's what you're looking for, or for some of you that maybe are looking to replace your job, have a full-time career change, or some of you want to go up there and produce a 6 and multiple 7-figure income. We have people that have been able to do that with this incredible opportunity.
Hey, what's going on? It's Alfred Nixon. I'm out of Miami, Florida. I'm 24 years old, and I've been involved with FES for about 17 months, and I'm not sure if you can relate to me, but 17 months ago I was in a bad state in my life. I mean, struggling financially, living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, I just knew that I deserved better. I just knew that I needed more. Just didn't know where that was going to come from. And when I seen the FES opportunity, just dived right in, followed the leadership, and in that 17-month time frame, I went from living with my parents, sharing a room with my brother, to actually, getting to the point where I'm financially free. I'm able to get my dream condo in Miami. I also got a dream condo that I was able to get out there in Los Angeles. Just been able to change my whole financial situation, and also went from being in the low 500s, with my credit score, to now 700 plus. Was able to go out there and get an American Express credit card. This business has just completely, changed my life.
Before I got started with the company, I was in a situation where I had no money. Even to get started with the company, I had to borrow the money from my mom, and I was able to get started with the company. I had a bankruptcy and a judgment on my credit, and the company was able to remove both items within 22 days. I've been able to help people from all walks of life.
My name is Ashton Henry. I started with a company primarily to work on my personal credit. you know, it was always more bills than money, and I felt like I was just working from Monday to Saturday. Just Sunday was just one day off to get ready to work again, and I just got tired of that. At that point in my life, I realized I was selling myself short because I was doing over $500,000 a month in enrollments every single month for that college, but I wasn't getting paid near that. And 2 weeks later, I walked in, gave them my resignation. I had no real plan about what I was going to do in life, but I just decided I couldn't do it anymore. And after a couple years of working there, successfully being the #1 agent every single month, I decided to walk away from the company and do my own thing, and I started a tax business. And things was going okay, and hit, you know, this brick wall where everything was just in disarray in my life. And for 6 months, I did absolutely nothing. I had a business transaction that went horribly wrong, lost a lot of money, and as a result, I became very depressed and stressed out, and money wasn't a focus. I was just beating myself up until, again, get started with FES to get the negative items off my credit report, and started being a successful business with a company. Now as Senior Vice President, we've been able to help a lot of people, again, get negative items off their credit report, put people back on track financially, and also help a ton of individuals in the process earn significant income with our company here, Financial Education Services. It's been an exciting journey. Really thrilled to help as many people as possible throughout this process, whether it be from a financial side or also on the monetary side of helping other people change their lives financially. I'm just so excited. You know, it doesn't matter where you are right now in your life, you can always change, but first you got to make that decision to change. And once you make that decision, you follow through.
So how does this work? How do you actually make money by sharing this incredible platform with people all around you? Now, you can start with people that you know, and we'll also be able to teach you how to do that with people that you don't know. But the way you get started is as an agent. All right? You'll also have your own protection plan membership, so we can help you with your own credit. Now, every single time you introduce a new customer who gets started with a protection plan through your own unique website, you're able to earn a commission. It's a $100 commission paid directly to you, whether it's direct deposit or it's a check in the mail. We pay this out on a weekly basis. And there's no limit to the amount of people that you can actually introduce. So think about that. If you go out there this month and introduce 5 people, you just made $500. If you introduce 10, you made $1,000. If you introduce 20, you made $2,000, and on and on and on. We have people that just focus on that alone, and they're able to make a really great income. Now, we want to help you get to 5 customers as quickly as possible. When you have 5 protection plan memberships that you have personally marketed to someone else, then you're actually able to get your own subscription for free. Now, you're able to get the commissions and you're getting your subscription for free, but something happens when those customers renew that's really cool. It's called residual income. So as those customers are still paying that subscription, you're still able to get paid. It's a $12 commission for each one of those protection plan memberships that you personally enrolled. And what's so powerful about that is that's money that you worked for one time, but you keep getting paid month after month after month, year after year as those subscriptions stay on the book. It's called residual income. It's the most powerful way to make money in the world today. But most of us are not used to it because most of us are used to having to trade time for money, right? How many of you out there that are watching me right now actually are still getting paid from work you did 5 years ago at your job? From even 6 months ago? It doesn't happen, right? That's what I love about this company is now you can actually create financial freedom and time freedom because of a residual income component. But what really helps you accelerate your income potential is by being the kind of person who builds a sales team. That's the kind of person that introduces other people to our opportunity and helps them become successful. Now, you probably know people that also want to improve their credit, but also, like you, want to make more money, want to be able to travel more, want to be able to get out of debt, and they need more extra income to be able to do that. Well, introduce them to this opportunity. When they get started as an agent, they're part of your organization. And as they succeed, your income also is able to go up. Now, what I want to walk you through is the ability to create really great income fast with our customer acquisition bonus by helping other people become successful. So think of the number 2. As you help a new agent that you have personally enrolled get 2 customers, their first 2 customers, the company is actually going to pay you an extra bonus on top of everything else called Customer Acquisition Bonus, or CAB for short. From $160 in total CAB bonuses that you're able to get at our first leadership level all the way up to $550 simply for helping a brand new agent that you enrolled get 2 customers. I mean, how many people would you help? How fast? Now, as your sales organization is actually growing, one of the exciting things is you're actually able to unlock an extra bonus called the Infinity Bonus. It starts at the level of sales director and above. Now, all the way through the compensation plan, you're able to see how lucrative this bonus is. Actually, at the very highest level, it's an extra $100,000 per month and up added to your paycheck. Now, I know what a lot of you are thinking. You're sitting back and thinking, extra $100,000 a month, that's not going to pay all my bills, but it's a pretty good start, right? Now, let's say over time, you messed that up completely and only got 90% of that to be true for you. Let's say an extra $10,000 per month just in the Infinity bonuses was coming into your household. What kind of a difference would that make? Maybe you'd be able to become job optional at that point. You'd start to carry yourself a little bit differently. You start to wake up when you're actually done sleeping instead of when the alarm tells you it's time to get up. It's life-changing. Now, beyond that, we also have the ability to give you access to our R&R club. We want to give you rest and relaxation. You've worked hard and you deserve some incredible rewards for that. Now, let's start off with our car program, where the company will actually give you a car allowance of $600 a month towards a Mercedes-Benz, an Audi, or a Cadillac. Now, that increases as you continue to grow a larger and larger business, up to $1,500 that you can actually put towards those kinds of vehicles. Now, what I love about this company is that we set a pretty high bar. Is at the very highest levels, you can actually have them pay for you to drive a Bentley. Now, I know that we've been talking about a lot of money, and people have been saying, you know what, money's not everything. But friends, I'll tell you this, it ranks right up there with oxygen. You need it to live in this world. Everywhere you go, they're going to ask you for money. It dictates the school that your kids go to, the clothes that you wear, the neighborhood that you live in. Now, it may not take away all of your troubles, but at least you're able to show up to them in style with our car program. How awesome is that? Now, as you start to move through these levels, you're actually able to unlock cash bonuses all the way up to $50,000 in bonuses. On top of that, the company even has the ability to pay for your own mortgage, a $5,000 monthly allowance for your house, retirement plans, as well as all other incentives to really reward you for building to the highest levels in our company. Now, I know after watching this, you're pretty excited. And I know there's really just three types of people that are sitting in the room right now. The first person is someone who's just absolutely fired up about the residual income component of being able to maybe replace their job, the extra income, or maybe to be able to go out there and also improve their credit. You're the kind of person that wants to get started as an agent. Now, when you get started, you're going to have access to our incredible training system that you're able to plug into and learn from the best of the best in how to be successful. You're going to have marketing tools as well to be able to leverage our success, our experience to help you grow your business. To get started is just $288 one time, and you have your own subscription, obviously, monthly for your protection plan. Now, the beautiful thing is with 5 personal customers or personal enrolled agents, you're actually able to have that membership plan waived, so you don't get charged as long as you have 5. Person number 2 is the kind of person who saw this information but says, you know what, I like the idea of being able to make some money, being able to travel more, having a car allowance, it sounds good, but I just want to focus on getting my own credit restored. That's really what I want to focus on. So awesome. So welcome to the team as a customer. What you're going to do is get back with the person who invited you here and get started as a customer. All right? It's $188 to get started up front, and then you have your membership every single month after that. Now, obviously, you can give us any referrals, anyone you know that also wants to be able to get started with their own protection plan membership. But that leads us to person number 3. Person number 3 is the kind of person who says, you know what, I see the income opportunity, I see the ability to be able to transform my credit and get out of debt, but I'm really good with where I am right now, and I'll just refer some people to you. I'm not going to get started as an agent or as a customer. And if that's you, then we want to thank you for your time. Thank you for your support, but we definitely would appreciate some referrals from you because chances are you do know people that are looking for what we have. Friends, I know that as we sit here, you've been sitting here maybe finding, for the first time in a long time, the opportunity for you to really be able to live your dreams. Maybe you're starting to feel a little bit of hope inside of you, and if that's the case, then I'm excited for you. But I do know that no matter if you get started with us or not, here's the reality of the matter, is that if you don't change something in your life, nothing is going to change. I know that for year after year after year, you've probably had the same kind of New Year's resolution as everybody else, and that is to make more money and to improve your finances. But if you don't change something, have you noticed that you're starting to get the same results year after year after year? Now, Albert Einstein talked about that. He said that if the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, expecting different results each time. And we just talked to you about an incredible movement that's maybe different from what most people were taught they needed to do in order to be successful. But different is good in this situation. But I want you not to just get started with us. I don't want you just to sign up and then do nothing with it. I want you to really experience the breakthrough that so many people have been able to experience. And that's why the missing ingredient for this is faith. I want you to come and get started with faith, believing that your dreams can come true. I learned this lesson from a friend of mine who became a multi-millionaire in his early 20s. He took me for lunch, and hey, if a multi-millionaire is willing to take you for lunch and is willing to pay for it, you better go, right? So I went down, I had lunch with this guy, and I was asking him how he had become so successful. And he told me a couple of things. Number one, he told me about a village in Africa that had been in a drought for years. They got everyone together to pray for rain. And as they were getting together, a little child actually showed up with her rain boots and her umbrella. And all the adults started to laugh at her, but there was a lesson there. She came prepared for her breakthrough. That was lesson number one. Lesson number two, he told me that every time he starts a business, even if it's brand new, he would go to the bank and get the biggest account with the largest fees possible. And they would tell him, hey, you just started this business. Maybe you want to start with a smaller account. And he says, I'm aiming for the top. That's what I'm focused on. Friends, and when you get started with us, I want you to be looking for greatness. I want you to be prepared for a breakthrough. You've been looking for it, you've been praying for it, and now you have found it. I'm excited for your future. Welcome to Powerhouse Momentum Group and Financial Education Services. Until we talk again, my challenge to all of us is to dream and then find a way. God bless.
Thank you.